How to negotiate with a wholesale buyer. I'm Shama from Scaling Retail, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do when you have that really wonderful conversation with a wholesale buyer and you're wondering to yourself, what are my terms? How can I make this more beneficial to myself? What can I do in this situation? So step number one, congratulations. You are in front of a wholesale buyer. They're interested in your products. You've been able to sell them with all of your amazing lookbooks and line lists and your web presence. When they ask you about what it is that you can do for them, you really want to know what are the things that you have in your back pocket that you can actually bring out, right? So number one is come prepared, right? Can you offer them exclusives? What are your payment terms? Have a full understanding of all of those things before you step your foot into the office. Because if you show up and you have this conversation and say, I have to get back to you, it's going to show them that you are somewhat unprepared. So hopefully you're watching this in advance of that wonderful sales conversation. The next thing you need to do is have an understanding of what exclusives that you have to offer that potential retail client. Do you already have an understanding of, is it 3 colors? Is it 1 color? Is it available in all the styles that you're offering? What is the flexibility that you have to give them some type of product exclusive? Number 2, understand what those margins are. Can you give them a discount at any point in time during the order that they place? Do you have certain minimums that you can offer them? If, for example, you tell me, Shama, I can give you at $100 per item if you buy 10 items, but if you buy 15 items, I can sell it to you at $95 an item. Or if you buy 20 items, I can sell it to you at $90 an item. The third thing you want to do during a negotiation is understand all of your logistics and your back end. Come prepared to answer questions like, where are you fulfilling out of? Where's your distribution center? How do you ship products? Are you using EDI, right? Are you able to actually get the product from your manufacturing with the labels on it, in the pre-packs, in the poly bags, and then send them right to the retailer? So understand and answer all those questions. Now, with a lot of my clients, I walk them through and show them example contracts of, what it can look like when you're in those negotiations and what all of those little things are that you need to start to cross off your checklist, right? So during those negotiations, you actually want to start to ask a few questions as well. So one question you can ask is, do you guys do any co-op advertising? Meaning, as the retail brand, are you going to be able to pay any of these retail outlets to go in on certain joint advertising opportunities with them? That's going to show not only that you have a couple dollars in your bank, and even if you don't, you're kind of bluffing, but it's going to show that you're kind of ready to take that step and ready to engage in that type of partnership. Another question you can ask is, do they do any trunk shows, right? Can you maybe split the cost of doing a trunk show? Show them your willingness to actually be a part of their community. Lastly, remember, these are people also, right? When it comes to negotiating with a buyer, your ultimate goal is to close the sale. Your next ultimate goal is to close the sale more in favor of you than in favor of them, but they already know that they are at the advantage. So make sure that you kind of take it a little bit easy. If they decide to say yes, but don't agree to, the different terms that you're asking for, it could be okay for this time. Now, the last and probably most important thing when it comes to being able to negotiate is to understand your terms of payment, right? Certain companies are going to pay you on a net 30, and a net 30 is 30 days after the product arrives. Other companies are going to pay you on a net 60, and that's 60 days after. Some are on a net 90. Net 90 is a full 3 months after you've actually shipped the product. Now, if you're in fine jewelry or in other areas, you might be able to ask for cash on demand, 50% down and 50% upon delivery, or even to pay 100% of it up front. Right? So understand you do have some flexibility when it comes to getting payments, but most likely those buyers are already going to have some payment terms in mind when they're in that conversation. But when they ask you what your payment terms are, be ready to jot out a couple of these key words so that you can sound like you're on top of the game. All right, guys, good luck in the buying office meetings. I wish you all the best. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at shama@scalingretail.com. Leave your questions below. I hope to answer all of them. And as always, please make sure to subscribe. Thanks.